Good morning. So this will be the last day of my deck protection spell and enchantment for that purpose of the new dimes that I'm adding to this. Got there. Let's light all the candles up. There. And I like reusing the sticks that don't get burned. On stick incense. So that's what this is the little bit of bamboo that's left over from burning incense. So we got that going. And we'll light up the 2 cone incenses. I hope. Sometimes I have a hell of a time keeping these lit. There we go. And we got everything going. So we have the new dimes to add to the ones that are already out at the deck that were there from years ago. And these have been hanging out here for the last week or so with all my other times of lighting this up. And let's go get some sage, so I'm going to pause this. So we have 1 and 2. wrap them up. And one goes here. And the last one goes back here. Let me see how I wanna. This one's gonna be different. Okay, there we go. Right there. There. And let's find my pokey thing to make sure all of that stays in there. Oops, excuse me. Aiming that wrong. Stays in there good. And poke this one in there good. There we go. And on Sunday, I'll probably do one last little bit, or sometime this weekend. I might end up having to wait until Monday. Depends on how my grandson, who isn't here yet, behaves. My daughter is getting very tired of these last weeks, days of her pregnancy, and I can't help her. My pregnancy with her and her older sister were nothing like most women's pregnancies. I didn't get morning sickness. When, surprise, surprise, I took myself to the hospital that my sister had my nephew in, because I went to Glenwood Springs to help her with her little guy when they came home from the hospital. I ended up having my first daughter by C-section. I got up in the middle of the morning and took, the early, middle of the night, morning, to go to the bathroom and pop the plug, and took myself to the same hospital that she was in because my doctor said I ought to, and I was 7 centimeters. So for the next several hours, I just chilled with her in the same room, and it ended up being that I was still progressing, but then at some point, at a given point, she went into distress, and they decided she had to come C-section, which I was prepared for because we knew she was backwards. She wanted to come out butt first, and I don't know why I had to talk about all this, but that's the time. That's the way everything is right now. Okay, enough about that. The major part of this protection spell is complete. Catch you guys later. Stay safe. Have a super Friday. Hope your weekend plans go well. Peace. Love you all. Toodles.